scratch that. Okay, so that intro was suggested by my friend Jude. Jude Zaki, I hope you're happy now. Okay, so alright, so it's still nutrition with Batet, and today we are talking about healthy diets. Yeah, so I promised I was going to give us tips on how to make for ourselves healthy diet, and I'm here to fulfill my promise. I'm sorry I can't be in the kitchen for obvious reasons. Okay, so the kitchen is empty, you know, but I am on my favorite chair, so that's a plus right now. Alright, so before we get on with it, I just have to give you a warning. Alright, so if you plan on skipping through this video, cancel that plan. If you don't plan on seeing this video to the end, start planning to see it to the end, because you wouldn't want to miss out on any of the 6 points. So you have to see to the end, most especially the last point. Okay, so we are about to start. Tip number 1: your diet has to be adequate. The last time we spoke, I mentioned the importance of eating an adequate diet. Yes, so this is it. Your diet has to be adequate. It has to meet all your energy and nutrient requirements for daily living. Okay, so I'm going to give us an example. Your body needs to replace its iron content as well as vitamin C and other nutrients that it doesn't store. So if your body doesn't store some of this and your body needs them to constantly survive, then you might want to make sure that your diet has some of this. Okay, tip number 2. Okay, so your diet has to be balanced. You have to balance your consumption. And by the way, if you're still lost about what a diet is, then you might want to check out my last video. Okay, so you have to make sure that your consumption is balanced. What do I mean? I mean that you have to eat enough but not too much of the same kind of food. I hope that's clear. If it isn't, well, I'm going to give us an example. Okay, so your meat, your poultry, your fish are all rich in iron, okay, but then their calcium content isn't that much. On the other hand, your milk and milk products are rich in calcium, but we can't say so much about their iron content. So you get what I mean? So you're eating enough of the food type, but not too much, so you don't put yourself at risk of losing out on other nutrients. So I have a cousin who is not such a big fan of eating poultry. Well, cousin, I just helped you out. Okay, so you can also get your iron from your fish and your beef, and you are just fine. And as for our vegans, well, yeah, some of our grains are also rich in iron, so we still don't have anything to lose. Okay, number 3, you have to ensure that your diet or your consumption, your meal consumption, have some form of energy balance. Now, what do I mean? You don't want to find yourself eating or taking in much energy than what you spend. I mean, why should you eat so much when all you have to do or all you do is sleep, wake up, watch TV, play games, sleep? Do you know what that means? Your body is going to store excess of that energy, and then you're going to have excess weight, and then you have to look for me and my other friends to help you losing your weight. So if you're trying to stay away from the doctor, you're trying to stay away from a nutritionist, in terms of finding diets that will make you lose weight, then you have to make sure that you don't eat more than you spend. Okay, tip number 4: you have to ensure as much as possible that your meal or your diet is nutrient dense. So in order not to confuse it with the last point about energy balance, what this means is you're eating food that gives you more for less. So you're eating food that gives you less energy but gives you a higher amount of nutrients. So the simple thing is, the lesser the energy contained in the food, then the higher it is for the meal to have all the nutrients that you require. So simply take it as a man who has to cater for his light bill, his water bill, pay rent, pay school fees, but he doesn't have so much money. All right, so he's able to use the little funds to take care of these things, compared to someone that has so much money and is able to do very little with the money. So as much as possible, try to stay away from carbonated drinks that give you only a high amount of energy but little nutritional value. Tip number 5. Moderation, people. Moderation. Like, why? I still don't understand why people will just attack a certain kind of food or meal and that is all they know. I mean, we all know that sugar is sweet, we all know that fat is sweet. I mean, especially when you're eating meat, you know, probably soya, that the fat is like, we know it's sweet, but then it shouldn't be your lifestyle. It shouldn't be what you consume. If you are going to do that, it should be in moderation. It should be once in a blue moon. Okay? That shouldn't be what you focus on. If you do and you take it in excess, don't forget what I said. You will have to pay me and my friends to help you losing some weight. It's not a threat. And finally, here's the last one. So imagine if all you do is take oranges because that's your favorite fruit, and then you decide for some reasons to abandon the others. What are you doing to yourself? Okay, so the last point is variety. As much as possible, your food, consume variety of food. You might meet up 0.1 down to 0.5, but if you miss this, you might be putting yourself at risk of losing out on certain nutrients. Okay, so I mentioned oranges earlier, so I'm going to give an example with orange. Okay, oranges are rich in vitamin C, more than watermelon. They have a high amount of potassium, more than watermelon. But guess what? Watermelon has a higher amount of iron compared to oranges, and it has a higher amount of water across watermelon compared to oranges. So if you say that all you want to do is take oranges, then think about it. You just might be missing out on some of these nutrients that your watermelon will be giving you. So as much as possible, within the same food group, they all vary in nutrient composition. So try as much as possible to mix this up. Okay? Yep. So I guess with time, I'm going to take time out to tell us in details the nutritional composition of certain fruits and what you can gain from them and what they will do to your body. All right. So that is the end of today's episode and my final words. If you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. And I'm also saying a big thank you to those that have subscribed, my new subscribers. Thank you, and please invite others, share this video with others so we can do this together. Okay, let me close. Bye guys. Bye bye.